Welcome to the Pastor Chira Show. I'm Pastor Chira, and today we launch. We launch into new territory. We launch into new mindset. We launch into new relationships. You ready to launch out? Come on and launch out with me as we go into this conversation on today. And I'm excited. Can y'all tell? Y'all see my face? Y'all see? I know. My voice is gone. It's okay though, because I was not doing anything to not have this candid conversation with this phenomenal young woman who I have had the pleasure of being in her presence. And I did not know that I would become a fan. I am. I'm a whole fan. I'm a whole fan. And I think you will be too. And I'm talking about none other than Kristian McInnis. Yes! I'm so excited. Hi, lady.
Pastor Chira, I love you. Oh my gosh, you're so funny. I just think about the first day we met at Lindenwood. You know, you go to places. I felt like I was at a corporate event where you have to sit with people you don't know.
Right.
And we just sat down and we just cut up.
Cut whole up. We just cut whole up. And
I was afraid I didn't embarrass myself.
No, we were us. We sat, we were us. We were just us. And that's what we're supposed to do. And I was so excited because I was nervous because I was like, oh gosh, I'm watching her like she not the one to play with. Like, Lord, she is not I do not, oh. Now this is me concerning you. And you sat down and you cut all the way. I said, oh, she cool. I said, I don't know what I was worried about. I don't know what I was saying. My eyes was wrong. They was all the way wrong. But
you saw the game face. I'm a person. I am a human being. Yep. And that's just the bottom line. And sometimes, you know, you can be so guarded that people don't see that you are a human being. Yes. And I'm just like, okay, what I'm not going to do is sit here and be quiet. I'm talking. We're going to talk. And I'm going to give it to the waitress and ask her to please get the orders right. You know, just pray for me with that.
That was a whole thing. Oh, that was but we had
I'm
so
ashamed.
Much fun.
I did good. I didn't do that. I just want a hot tea. I remember that whole, the honey, all the honey.
All the honey, Oh God, we had so much fun. The people don't know. But listen. We got some stuff. But the people don't know who you are. So can you just briefly introduce yourself to the viewing audience?
Hello everyone. I am Kristian McInnis. Wow, I have been Mrs. McInnis for just a little over 3 months. So saying my new last name sounds good to me when I hear it. But I am Kristian McInnis. I am originally from Atlanta, Georgia, but now I reside in Allentown, Pennsylvania. What a transition, right? I am married to my husband, my groom forever, the Pastor Archie Lee McInnis III, a.k.a. Pastor Trey, where we lead the Full Effect Allentown Cathedral. And I am a singer, I'm a minister, I am a PR person, I love people, I am a people's person. You know, I feel like I'm the mayor of the church because I'm going to talk to everybody and I'm going to hug on everyone. I am one who loves community outreach and giving back. My background corporately is in nonprofit organizations. I work as public relations and building relationships with companies to help better the community. So I just love helping people. I am the founder of ICU Vision Foundation, which focuses on providing eye exams for families who do not have vision insurance. A lot of people don't know that vision insurance is not included in most insurance plans. And so if we can't see where we're going, then we don't know what we're doing or where we're going. So you got to have those eyes, and that works both naturally and spiritually. So I see you. I am working on something now called Izella Framewear, which is my eyeglass line named after my grandmother. So I'll be releasing my own line of frames. We're scheduled to launch October 17th. So you guys are actually the first audience that has heard that announcement. I have not even put that on my Facebook page yet. But prayerfully by the time this airs, you will see that. But I have not announced that yet, but it's really happened. We got our logo last week, picked out
Wow.
the frame. So we got some things coming. But all in all, I just love God and I love His people, and that is me.
Oh, that is amazing.
Yeah.
Lady, you are so much. And that's not a bad thing. Like, they're, like, because you know how they say, you just too much. You need to slow down.
Yeah.
You need to.
You a lot.
But, yeah, right. He's a whole.
See, I
The
can't
two
play
of
with
us.
you. We will do
I know.
this.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. This is us.
Okay.
This is who we are. This is
Yeah.
what we do. But I mean, I love what you said about seeing, and a lot of people don't know that about vision care, because
Mm-hmm.
vision care it's not included. It is not something that is included in our benefits, and it's expensive,
It
but it's
is
necessary.
absolutely expensive. And you know how I found out how expensive it was? Let me tell you my business. So I've been wearing glasses since I was 3 years old. And everybody knows that once you turn 25, you are off your parents' insurance.
Absolutely.
So when I got 26 and I had to go to the eye doctor, and they told me that with insurance, I was paying $475. Now, part of the problem is I like designer frames.
Right.
But because here's my thing, I gotta wear these every day. I wear glasses like I wear toothpaste
Right.
every
All
day,
the time. All the
all the
time.
time.
All the
If you
time.
don't wear it all the time, then we're gonna help you. You understand what I'm saying? I need my glasses, and so I
Yeah.
have to have, for me, since it's a part of my everyday life, they gotta look a certain way. I want a nice pair of frames. I'm gonna mix it up. My husband laughs. I leave out the house with 3 pair of frames because it just depends on my mood. I may start off with black. I may end up in tortoise. I don't know. It's just it's just who I am.
Right.
So long story short, they hit me with that price. I'm like, even with insurance,
Mm-hmm.
because here's the reality. Insurance is covering most of it are basic plans. I have a whole astigmatism, so I don't want thick lenses. I need
Right.
anti-glare. They got
Yep.
to shave. I need all the things that come
All
with
that.
that.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm a working individual, and it's frustrating me. And I said, God, what about the people who didn't have that? What about
Mm-hmm.
the parents that are on Medicare and Medicaid and they're depending on government insurance, right?
Yep.
The child breaks the glasses. Now they can't even go get another pair.
Nope.
And now the child is struggling in school. It's not because they're slow. It's not because they can't comprehend. They can't see.
They can't see.
And if I can't
They
see,
cannot see.
so God dropped it in my spirit. Like I said, I'm one who loves to help people, and I just
Yeah.
didn't want to have a nonprofit that did the same thing. Canned food goods, and
Yeah. Yeah.
clothing and
Yeah.
coats. That's all fine, and we need those things. I wanted something that I could
Yeah.
relate to, and
Yep.
I can't relate to not having food. Thanks be unto God, because I've
Thank
had
you,
food,
Lord. Thank you.
shelter. I have a place to
Yes.
stay, but I
Mm-hmm.
can identify with what life would be like if I didn't have my glasses. I would be
If I
lost
can't see.
if I can't see. And so God did that, and here we are. It's a growing situation, growing business, but it's something that makes me feel good. I remember the first 3 children we helped, and how excited they were, and then the parents, they were like, "Oh my gosh, I just couldn't." Once she broke them, I left it alone. The truth is, people, and I'm sorry for going on about this, but it's
No,
really
you
near and dear
go.
to me. You need an eye exam every year.
Yes.
Just because you're thinking you can see or you're squinting, you
Yep.
cannot be comfortable, doing that. You got to go get those eyes checked out, and people
Yep.
just don't do it because they can't afford to do it.
Because we can't
And
afford
so
it.
here
And
I
you know
am, just
what?
trying to help.
I did the same thing. So you're right. And I just had my eye exam not long ago. And literally, my prescriptions are upstairs because I'm like, it's so much. And I work every day. And I
Yeah,
have a good career. And I'm just like, I want a good frame. I want something that's going to make me look good. And
yeah.
I'm even me today. So I have my contacts on because you're going to laugh at me. Yeah, I know you are. I have my contacts on because I need my contacts to see the distance. So when
Okay.
I preach and when I do stuff, I have to wear my contacts.
You can see the people.
But so I can see the people because I can't see your face if I have my glasses on. Because if I have my
Right.
glasses on, that's for me to read.
Wow.
So when I'm sitting at my, yes. So when I was at my exam, she was like, do you need bifocals? Oh, we'll wait. And now I'm struggling because at
Yeah.
night I have to have my contacts on. If
You
I
can
have my
see.
glasses on, I'm squinting, I'm trying to figure it out. It's so bad. So you are so right that even in, my ripe age, it's still it's
You know what?
it's an issue. My ripe, I'm ripe,
Yeah,
I'm a little ripe.
I
But it
understand.
is. Because I don't want bifocal. I don't want bifocals. I
You
don't.
don't want lines in your glasses. I
Yeah,
understand. Right.
right.
But you
Because I'm
gotta
still
see.
cute. I'm sorry. I'm still cute. And
Hello.
yes. So I need how do I get the balance of not having to shift? Okay, I
Right.
have to put these on there and he's on here. But I love what you're doing where it's like, you don't have to. I loved it. I'm going to tell you a story. I'm going to tell a little bit. I loved it with your wedding because I was at your wedding and it was
Yes, you
absolutely,
were.
absolutely stinking amazing. But you had an
Thank
issue,
you.
I heard. It was like, I want to wear my glasses, but
Sure do.
I want to be cute in my dress because my dress is gorgeous. So that was hard. What made you decide to put the glasses aside?
So, as a girl, and just being honest, and this is why my foundation and my I see my Christy B brand was so important to me because I got teased a lot wearing glasses, right?
Mm-hmm.
Um, People talk, I didn't wear glasses, and so I didn't want to wear them. But my mother never allowed me to wear contacts. My mother was like, "Oh, you look cute with your glasses." And to be honest with you, for a long time, they said that the contacts would not correct my stigmatism.
Mm.
So by the time with technology progressing, they had contacts. Actually, funny story, I was going out to be a flight attendant, which I was a flight attendant for 5 years.
Oh
And it
wow.
is recommended for Delta, yeah, I work for Delta, that you don't wear your glasses on your interview. When I was a flight attendant, that wasn't that much longer. They're beauty queens, so
Right.
I had to get contacts for the interview, but I had to have what are called like gas permeable contacts. They're hard lenses.
Hard. Yeah.
Oh, but they are so uncomfortable because you can feel them. Now you eventually will get used to it, but for me, baby, I
Right.
wore them things on that interview, got the job, and took them out and that's a whole nother story.
That was it.
So I never bothered with them again. But
Right.
when it was time for me to get married, I kept saying, I really want to wear contacts. I just could not imagine me coming down the aisle with the big, because my frames are all big,
Big.
and I
Yeah.
didn't want
Yeah.
the little tiny ones. I felt like I would look a little more mature.
Right.
And I said, I want contacts. And I didn't want to do
Right.
laser surgery, right before the wedding. God forbid
Mm-hmm.
something happened. I went to the eye doctor. They have the contacts. And this is the crazy part. They have the soft lenses
Mm-hmm.
that actually work and correct my astigmatism.
Oh wow.
So a month and a half before my wedding, I was able to get contacts. And so it was a dream come true of mine. My thing was I wanted to capture my lashes. My glasses kind of block
Yeah.
so much. And I just be honest now, what's crazy is the whole night I kept saying, something's missing.
Right.
And I haven't worn my contacts since my wedding day.
Right.
But I did it.
You did
And
it.
I went back and forth. Actually, my father-in-law, he kept saying, but your glasses, you look so good in your glasses. Everybody compliments me on my glasses. I said, but I want to do that for me because it was
Right.
something I had never done and really had to own that moment. And I wanted
Right.
to say, when I look back on my wedding album that I did it. Now, I will tell you, when I got to that hotel room, I looked like Dracula because all the makeup was running down my face
All
because I
over.
was trying to take them out. I told my husband, I said, if you would just give me a few minutes, because our makeup was just, because I was had on so much mascara, so I'm trying to take them out my eyes.
Right.
That's why I'm doing it.
Oh
It's
my
easy for me to
goodness.
just be me with my glasses on, but
Yeah,
that's
it
how I
is.
came to that.
I love it. I love it. Well, let's see, because we need to go to commercial break, but I want to see your brand, your shirt that you give to everyone that supports.
So this is
Yes.
from my Chrissy B line, which you can go visit my website, keepingupwithchris.com, and it says a girl with glasses and goals. And so, like I announced about having an eyeglass line named called Isella. That's my grandmother's name, her
I
middle
love it.
name. I am actually going to now name this little girl Isella because she will be
Oh,
like the little
your
girl Isella, you know.
brand. Yes. I
But
love
people thought it was
it.
me. But this is
So we
it.
need to make sure that everyone knows about your website and your brand and
Yes.
glasses and the importance of it. But we're going to go to a commercial break. And on the other side, we're going to talk about another part of you, which is the praise and worship you. So stay
Okay.
tuned. We will be right back. We're back, and we are back with Lady Kristian. Yep, that's what I'm gonna call it. I'm gonna call it Lady Kristian. Yep. And so you just heard about her incredible line for eyewear and what's about to come out because y'all haven't seen it yet. It's coming,
Heard it
so y'all need
first.
to stay tuned. You heard it first here. Yep. However, there's a whole nother part of you, and that is the praise and worship part of you. How did you come into being a praise and worship leader, period? Like, what led you to that?
Well, I grew up in a time where you didn't have a choice. You went to
Oh,
church. That was it. It wasn't, do
right.
you want to go? Do you want to sing in a choir? Do you want to, that's how it is. My father was a musician, is a musician. He sings and plays. And so I picked up singing, being with my dad, going to the studio, going with him to rehearsals and stuff. And then I always sang in the church choir. I've been singing since I was 3 years old. My parents would make me stand up in the house and sing. And whatever I had a solo, I had to go out. They would say, make sure you put a little oomph in it. I never had stage fright. I feel like even now I do. While people will say I minister very confidently, my eyes are typically closed. If you look closely, most
Yep.
times, because I kind of just go into a zone. But I've
Right.
loved singing since a very young age, and all I've known is God, and so I find my release in ministering in songs, and my relationship with Him. It was cultivated so young
Mm.
that I knew the Lord called me to lead praise and worship. I can't imagine life without it, and just being transparent. Transitioned from praise and worship leader in my home church, my former home church, to now becoming a first lady, where I am not the praise and worship leader. It was like a shock moment because I've been doing this since I was a little girl. Now
Yeah.
I can get up and sing at any point, but not being responsible for the worship set, not being responsible for the
Mm.
teaching the parts and certain things, was a transition for me. It has been a transition for me because it is who I am.
Right. So how have you been working through and dealing with that transition? Like, how is it? You said something to me not long ago. You were like, Pastor Chira, you're a worker and you're always doing something. As a worker, as somebody who's always doing stuff, I so appreciate you, and I appreciate you for just saying that and acknowledging that. However, it is a big transition to go from doing, and being responsible for to being able to sit back and allow others to do, but we are still responsible. There's still a
Right.
responsibility that you have as the first. But how has that transition been?
It's only been 3 months, and so it is truly a transition. I had to understand that one, while becoming a first lady would be, for some, is a glamorous thing, right?
Hmm.
Um, I look at it as a place of my counseling and our marital counseling. My bishop had to say, the Lord has elevated you now to where you
Yeah.
help bring this vision to life, right?
Yep. Right.
Overall. So because I understand, and this is with all humility, that the level and intensity of praise and worship, and how I understand shifting an atmosphere and making sure we reach a certain point so that
Yeah.
the preacher can just flow, I am now
Hmm.
able to coach and assist and say, okay, when you're ready to move, you're not restricted to the set.
Right.
And I can impart from a position of been there, done this, know how to do it, could do it, will do it if you need me to, but I want you to be able to do it because I need to be able to help in every capacity and not just this capacity. And it's, there's a grace to that because the truth is my mentor is Dr. Kristian McInnis. She's one of the greatest praise and worship leaders in the world.
God. Yes.
And one thing she told me, she said there are some things that are better. Some things can be taught, but some things are better caught.
Yeah.
And that basically for her was, I can't be with you in every service. I'm not going to be there every single time.
Right.
But as you are around me, as you listen to me, as you see what I'm doing, you will catch on. And one time I was like 14 years old. She did a worship conference in Nashville, Tennessee. She asked my parents, could they bring me to Nashville just so I could be her adjutant? I sat there at 14 while she conducted workshops and she was ministering. And not that she was saying, Kristian, you're going to do this, you're going to do that. It was me being in that place at 14. I feel like I might have been a little younger than that because this is when MySpace was around. So I'm going to go, I might say 12 because I was really young. But for her to impart that and avail herself in that moment, it carried me for a lifetime. I refer to those notes even now.
Right.
So that's how I have to treat this moment of transition. While I'm not going to sit in every praise and worship rehearsal with our praise team, but I will exemplify. And pretty soon, what happens, the house now starts to sound like the leaders.
Yeah.
And, I look at my husband. I'm sorry for going on because this is my heart.
Yeah.
My husband has a sound.
Yeah.
It has even affected my sound that when I minister and how we flow together. My singing sounds like him. We have created a sound together. And the prayer and desire is that the house would catch the same sound. So you don't even know who's in the mic. You're just getting in the flow.
Yes.
So,
yes. And that's how it should be because it should be a whole flow. It should, the house sound. The house has its own, each house has its own sound. And it's significant and it's specific because that's what we listen for. We listen for the sound, right? Yeah. Isn't that what God tells us to do? He tells us we're listening. We're listening for the sound. We're listening for the sound of the okay, I'm about to, okay. So we're always listening for the sound. But you also said that you teach and you do workshops. And is that something that you have become comfortable in as well?
Yeah, I think because of my experience, it's so passionate to me and very important to me. I feel like I can teach from a place of confidence, and I can converse about it all day long because one of the things I say in my workshops is praise and worship doesn't begin on the pulpit. It begins in your life.
Yeah.
The truth of the matter is we should be searching for the song of the Lord. I cannot get his song unless I hear his voice. I can't hear his voice unless I get in his face. So that doesn't mean I wait till Sunday to get in his face. I'm in his face all week long. By the time I stand before you, he and I have such a rapport. He's now downloading into me what he wants you to hear.
Yes.
And just really dealing with that because it's easy to sound and hit notes, right? That's a beautiful part. That's great. But there is a sound and a sincerity that is attached to the praise and worship leader. Every psalmist, every singer is not a worship leader. Beyonce is a singer. Fantasia is a singer. Whitney Houston was a singer.
Was a singer.
But she's not leading me to praise and worship. She may make me feel good.
Right. But you're not leading me. You're not.
I'm not having an encounter. No, it's not happening.
Yeah. There's no encounter here. And so, and that's the important part. The important part is that whoever is up is that we are being led to the Father because of your relationship. Your relationship draws me to have a relationship. It draws me to want to know who he is. It draws me to want to be in his presence because of your relationship.
Right. And I always say this, I said it in a seminar I taught a few months ago, I said, you can't lead me to a place that is unfamiliar to you.
To you. You can't do it.
I'm
not going to
depending
work.
on you to bring me, and you don't know where we're going because you've never been here.
Right. So we only have a couple seconds left. You will be leading soon in a praise and worship. And so what is that? When is that coming up? What's going on?
Yes, October 20th through the 22nd, I will be with the Full Effect Global Alliance. I'll be the worship leader for that weekend for our Women's Fall Conference, and I want you to join me. That's actually 900 New Lots Avenue in Brooklyn, New York. You can get more details on effect900.com. Definitely check that out, effect900.com. I'll be there singing praises unto the Lord, and I believe that it's going to be a power-packed weekend.
Absolutely. And how can the people get in touch with you?
You can find me. Let's see if I actually memorize all my new social media names because I had to change all my stuff. I am on Facebook under Kristian McInnis. You can follow me there. You can follow me on Instagram at Chris McInnis _. And then you can always meet me on my website, www.keepitupwithchris.com. Everything is there. And I'd love to fellowship with you soon. Oh, and if you are interested in my foundation, that's www.icuvisionfoundation.com.
We're going to get all that. We're going to post all that. Know that I love you.
I love you more.
Nothing that you can do about it. Nothing. I thank you so much for sitting and having this candid conversation with me on today. It was an honor and a pleasure to get to know you just a little bit more today.
Oh, I love you, Pastor. Sweet,
Listen,
I love you.
I love you. That was Lady Kristian. Lady Kristian, you want to be in the presence during the women's conference in October. You want to be there because you want to be in her presence. She'll take you to a place in God that you've never experienced before. I'm Pastor Chira. This is the Pastor Chira Show, and I'll see you next week. God bless. Coming up on the Pastor Chira Show. But really, this month is known for Breast Cancer Awareness Month because it's about women's health, it's about a woman's body, and it's about us getting checked out. And I have two women that are joining me today who know about a woman's body, a woman's health, and getting that good checkup. And they are